Jordan Jackson was headed to work.
I was just sitting at the stoplight, and all of a sudden I just felt this jerk forward. There was the loud thud from him actually hitting.
He'd been hit in this Lee Summit intersection, but he had no idea by whom.
Until we both got out the car, and I was like, wow.
It was a Kansas City police officer in an unmarked Ford F-350. Officer Richard Holm was the man behind the wheel.
His initial response was, "Hey man, I'm sorry."
Officer Holm told the Lee Summit cop who responded to the accident that he had stepped on the gas when he saw a green light, not realizing the lane he was turning in was turning left and still had a red light. And that's what it says in the police report. He started to go and ran into the rear of vehicle number 2 that was stopped at the red light for the left turn. That same report also said Officer Holm was following too close, although he wasn't given a ticket.
The biggest piece of damage, I would say, is probably this actual dent hole in the rear bumper.
What mattered to Jackson was his car. He wants it repaired. But a week later, when Jackson called Kansas City Police to find out who to send the $1,800 repair estimate to, he was shocked by what he was told by a clerk at the police department.
So he's denying liability for the damages done to your vehicle?
Jackson said he was told that the officer was now claiming that after he rear-ended Jackson, Jackson then backed up into him.
I was kind of speechless. I'm just sitting on the phone. I'm like, now, what sense does it make for me to put my car in reverse after I just got rear-ended?
And if that were true, why had Officer Holm never bothered to mention it to the Lee Summit police officer who was at the scene? In fact, it wasn't until 3 months later that Officer Holm filed this bizarre supplemental report with Lee Summit. Holm claimed after he rear-ended Jackson, Jackson was revving his engine as if he was backing up, then put the car into park. Notice that Officer Holm never actually says Jackson hit him. So then why did the Kansas City Police Department deny liability? We called both Kansas City Police and Lee Summit Police, and both referred us to the other agency for comment. In the end, no one would answer our questions. That's when we showed both reports to Kansas City Attorney Tony Miller.
Basically, the diagram shows that the first driver is struck by the second.
Miller, who has represented many clients involved in traffic accidents, was surprised how much the story of the accident changed in the second report.
This is an odd case, to say the least.
Miller said he'd have a hard time defending a client who changed his story so dramatically 3 months after an accident.
Sometimes people make mistakes. Maybe he forgot what he was going to tell the investigator, but it seems like it would be important if somebody was backing into you rather than you striking them, that information will be given contemporaneous with the incident.
Jackson still doesn't have the money to repair his car, which he bought just 2 days before the accident. But what really bothers him is that the man he says is responsible for the damage is a man he should have been able to trust to tell the truth.
I guess I'm more disappointed at the fact that the police feel they can kind of get away with the situation.
We tried to talk to Officer Holm, but Kansas City Police would not make him available for comment. Linda Wager, Fox 4 Problem Solvers.